Welcome in Speed Gaming. We have here our match with Xavi versus Sponge here in Speed Gaming Live Summer Series. And we're going to be playing, these are two timeless players right here between Xavi and Sponge, two veterans of the community. Been doing it such a long time. We're also joined here today with Kalo. How you doing?
I am unbearably warm, Dale. But I will persevere. I'll persevere for speed gaming. But yeah, as you said, this is the final race in round two. This is to determine our last quarter finalist, and it's really saying something about the quality of the players in the tournament that Xavi and Sponge are meeting in round two instead of, semis or finals.
Yeah, this is definitely a match that you would expect to see towards the finals or semifinals area. But, I mean, really, you can't really complain whenever you get these huge matchups like this, because you know you're in for a really good match. Sponge probably more of a standard player when it comes to things, and Xavi more of a kind of likes to switch things up. And that's why we have one going adult and one going child, which is Xavi's specialty in particular. And it does look like there's a scale in the waterfall there in Valley.
Yeah. I did miss a decent number of the foolish hints. All four foolishes aren't set at the Temple of Time. I did see Outside Ganon's Castle and Lost Woods are two of our foolish. One not so useful, but Lost Woods being foolish, knowing that from the start, is very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. With these settings they're pretty similar to the settings that we see each year with SGL, because they just kind of work. They do a very good job of showcasing, a quick format that of time can procure. And that's, starting with the four foolishes there at Temple Time that Xavi's going to show us again. It looks like Trail, Lost Woods, Fountain, and Outside Ganon's Castle. So, honestly, some pretty good foolishes there.
Yeah, almost every race I have where Lost Woods is foolish, you are guaranteed to get the foolish hint after you've already completed it. So having it at the start is just a really nice little addition. So Xavi is, one thing I will note, a very interesting child spawn we saw from Xavi while we were praising our runners, is it was on the fortress side of Gerudo Valley. Which does mean that we can build the bridge, and it's not logically relevant, as Sponge got Epona's song in Kakariko, but it is available early.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that spawn and going child first does what, kind of what runners are trying to avoid and maintaining their time of day. But because there was an item, that being the scale in the waterfall, Xavi didn't really have a reason to just forfeit the item and just get their time of day back. So they ended up doing child or night Kakariko as child, which is going to get you a couple skulls, but also get that Dampe item in the graveyard because he's got perfect Dampe time right now. Wow, while Sponge does Dampe as an adult, so.
Well, one thing to note on that is if there is going to be an item to find in the waterfall that you don't want to scum for, the scale's a perfectly good one, because then it gives you stuff to spend time of day on.
Yeah.
You can go into Domain, you can do River. That's an extra 5 checks available, and beans.
Oh, okay. That's kind of nice. A strength upgrade on Dampe digging there. Typically a check that's a little hard to route in sometimes, unless you have Sunsong, but I guess that worked out very well.
Yeah, this early child is paying out if that scale leads to anything nice in River. And just having that strength, many races have been decided on when you manage to do Dampe. Because if Sunsong doesn't show up or Nocturne doesn't show up anytime soon, you've really got to be thinking about that check. And
Yeah.
we do have Spirit Temple as a required dungeon, so we at the very least have 2 strengths we need to pick up. In the SG settings, it is all 3 spiritual stones to build the bridge to Gan's castle, and then you need the Shadow and Spirit medallions to get the boss key to the Ganondorf fight. So that means to get into Ganon's castle, we need to beat Jabu, Water Temple, and the Deku Tree. And to get to Ganondorf, we need Fire Temple and Spirit Temple beat. It's quite a mix of dungeons, really. Jabu and Spirit are quite a lot of items between them.
Yeah, with our free medallion dungeon, pre-completed dungeon being Forest Temple, it's kind of nice because you're not going to have that giant of a slog of a temple to worry about. But it's also one of those dungeons. Oh my!
Still got it.
Works
Still
out.
landed. Stuck the landing.
I don't think I've seen that before, but man, if it works, it works. You know, you can't really complain. But Forest is usually one of those. You usually get a strength, a bow, and a hook shot in every single seed. So it's one of those dungeons that have technically low requirements that you just kind of knock out whenever it seems feasible. But
it does add, an extra 14, 15 minutes onto your seed. It is the longest dungeon.
Maybe you
There's
should
no
just
special routing you can put in it.
We could just make Speed Gaming's pre-completed dungeon always be Forest Temple from here on out.
Well, you do start with the Forest Medallion. It is set so the Forest Medallion is always your starting reward.
It does look like Sponge is going to take that that pathing that you were kind of mentioning that is opened up by the scale. Not sure if they're going to do child fishing. It does look like they are. It looks like they're going to do child fishing potentially into Zora's domain. It's an early item. It's an early area that gets access because of it.
They're slow areas, but they're available. It's perfectly likely there is going to be an item in there. And we did see a hint there that was a strength in the Sunsong Grave, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of our first path, at least the first one that I've seen, was there in Gerudo Valley. And that's Sacred Forest Meadow, which is where Xavi is currently going, to Baronade. So, potentially a song. More than likely not going to be ZL. If it is, it could just be the adult song that's being hinted, or the item that is going to possibly pop up here in this grotto. But
well, it is big check. Interesting things on both sides there. So we've got a bottle in Path Sacred Forest Meadow, which, let's be honest, probably isn't the answer. But magic on child fishing, which Xavi did not do. Xavi did the Valley of the Valley Lake, but didn't go ahead and clear out the lake, domain, and river. So we'll see if he goes back for that.
What was on child fishing? I'm sorry, I missed
magic.
That. Oh.
Sponge picked up the magic there. And the magic is a very nice thing to pick up early in these settings, since they're designed around faster seeds our runners do start with Furor's Wind. And it was Dodongo's Cavern to Baronade as well.
I think that was DC to Morpha.
Was it Morpha? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Saw blue and forgot that Morpha was also on the list.
It's alright. I do the same thing during my matches, so that's when it's a little bit more detrimental. Okay, looks like Shadow Trial, the Strength 3 chest in Shadow Trial that typically contains Strength 3 in vanilla is dead. And also King Zora is dead, which is nice. When Sponge gets that, he knows that, well, I've full cleared domain, so I don't have to go back.
Another one, Ice Cavern to Morpha.
Oh boy.
So a lot of water dungeon hints.
Yeah, that game's got nerve giving us a bunch of Morpha hints when when water hop is a thing.
Yes, so that is another difference between the... Hold on a second, I need to track that prescription. There we go. That is another change since the Speed Gaming Live tournament towards the end of last year. Is a trick was discovered that allows you to reach the door for Morpha without the long shots, as Sponge picks up the second magic in Domain. So,
oh boy,
Xavi really should be taking that scale through this path at some point, but I would not expect it to be in Child 1.
No, and considering that you don't even need the scale to get that that first magic. Magic is probably just going to go straight up. I mean, yeah, it's going to be straight up unhinted to seed. So that's Xavi has to make a choice at some point to go do either Child Lake or Child Domain, and both of them are pretty nasty areas. Hopefully, he kind of gets locked into a a situation.
It's not as disgusting a place as it normally is with that spawn being in Valley.
Yeah.
Normally, Lake, Domain, River is painful as a child, but that's just because there's usually no good way to get in there. And there is our boomerang. So, two things to note. With our runners in two very different locations, we are rattling through interesting things. Firstly, there is a boomerang just freely available in the market, so our Baronade hints are pointing most likely towards Ruto's letter. But also the hint Sponge got in the river there, that the song in Burning Kakariko is the Sun Song. And since we have a hint saying that strength is in the Sun Song grave, we know one of our three strengths is locked behind beating Shadow Temple and Dodongo's Cavern.
Oh. Right.
Well, we need to go in the shadow anyway.
And Frogs too is fire arrows. Oh, this is wonderful. I'm absolutely loving this seed so far. So it's not guaranteed yet, but we have to at least go into Shadow Temple potentially for Morpha. So I guess we'll see where that leads us and what ends up being there. It could just be long shot, and our runners know how to be able to do Water Temple without the long shot. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have the hint that strength is behind all dungeons, and we now have individual path hints, one for Dodongo's Cavern and one for Shadow Temple. So
I didn't even realize that either.
We're gonna have to go there at some point. Might as well just clear them.
Oh my gosh! All right, well. If there was ever a seed that's straight up giving you, like, air traffic controller, like, waving you in one direction...
SD it, yeah.
It's this one right here. It does. So we got a bottle inside of Sacred Forest Meadow. We also got Bolero inside of Child Sacred Forest Meadow. There's still one more song in there, and it is Path to Baronade, which, like you said, is more than likely leading to the letter. That's really all we need at this point. It is straight up all we need at this point to beat Jabu, which... When that comes to pass, that will push Xavi into the direction of magic, being in Zora's domain. Won't have to do the one in Child Lake, but there have been cases where runners just straight up skip domain checks, and let's hope that's not the case today.
Yeah. I mean, there's the school of thought that you go do Jabu first and then do domain on the way out. I've never subscribed to that. Just do it.
Yeah. I think I did it one time, and it had my hammer. And
it immediately burns you the second you try it.
Yeah, so it's just not worth it.
As with all cool things. So I believe we've seen 4 of our hints. Shadow to Morpha, Dodongo's to Morpha, Ice to Morpha, and Forest Meadow to Baronade. Considering Forest Meadow has had a bottle and Bolero, neither of those are likely to be interesting. With the layout we've got here, I would not be surprised to see Nocturne in the adult Sacred Forest Meadow, since we've already been told Shadow Temple has a required item.
Yeah, I could see that. That, or it could be, the fringe case of Bolero being path to get Minuet to have adult access to SFM, which gives us ZL, and then it's take your pick at whatever the hell ZL locks.
Well, ZL was in Ranch, so at least it's not that awful.
Oh my goodness! But okay, I totally missed that.
You are right that Xavi is testing out this possible Bolero path by taking it into early Fire Temple. With only 3 hearts, I don't expect to see him staying here very long. But if Bolero's path is going to be for something early here, hook shot or hovers. As I said, though, they're two things that theoretically could be path, but let's be honest, they're not going to be. And let's see what we are picking up in Adult Sacred Forest Meadow.
Oh, okay.
Storms, the other option for interesting song paths.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd actually prefer to see storms here.
Oh yeah.
That's it's a little bit relieving.
If something's gonna be storms locked, you want storms to be hinted, because it just gives you the okay, I'm gonna do well, as opposed to do I put it off? And it being in Sacred Forest Meadow does mean Xavi's gonna get the chance to check one of the storms chests immediately.
It does look like Sponge made it on over to Child Kakariko in the nighttime. I would assume that they have Dampe time. Usually don't really come over here for anything other than that in the nighttime.
Yeah, you really have to be pushing skulls to be here at not Dampe time. And 19 minutes in, I don't think Sponge is going to be struggling that hard.
Yeah, with
she's got enough checks to occupy herself with.
Yeah, 20 and 30 skulls, both hinted dead, from what Xavi saw. So, that 10 skulls is a Sphere 0 check, or a check that you can do, without any items. But yeah, there is the strength for Sponge. but you're not really going to be pushing that 10. Unless you already have 5, you have Dampe time, and you want to just knock everything out all at once.
Yeah, if you're going past 5 skulls, you might as well say, okay, 10's on the table now.
Especially with the knowledge that 20 and 30 are already dead. Personally, I put some weight on that just to get it out of the way, because we've seen it before, even in like high stakes tournament matches. Like we've seen it in finals, where 10 skulls don't get turned in until pretty much last, and it unfortunately burns some people.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's even in cases where they did pick up the 10 skulls.
I think we're referencing the same thing.
We're not throwing shade at anyone, we are reminiscing. That's the word. Speaking of, sort of awkward checks to root and getting them in early, Sponge taking that double magic to treasure chest game. We do start with the Lens of Truth in these settings, I think. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, sounds right.
Don't ask who. Don't ask who made the settings.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that either. Oh, wow. Okay, there is Dins. So, I mean, as soon as we get Nocturne,
as soon as we get Nocturne and Xavi goes to pick up the magic.
Yeah.
I'm getting a blind Big Ore on check here. I mean, it's nice and easy to do because we have the claim check, and it is 80 rupees.
Oh, wow. Sacred Forest Meadows hinted twice.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at that. It's pretty much exactly what you said. Bolero leading to Minuet, leading to a song. So, it sounds like the answer is go bottom of the well now.
Yeah.
If Sponge can go pick up the Zelda's Lullaby out of a ranch by setting it to daytime here and taking the... I think she's still got bomb shoes left. Oh. There's the treasure chest game hint directly after Sponge finished treasure chest game.
Feels a little bad, but, you know,
yeah.
There's not much you could do about that.
Yeah. But if she takes those remaining bomb shoes and the Zelda's Lullaby out of ranch straight over to the bottom of the well, I would definitely not be surprised to see a pair of hover boots or a hookshot. Question in the chat asking what's on Burning Kakariko. The Sun Song is on Burning Kakariko, which is an interesting thing for us today because we have a hint saying that there is a strength in the Sun Song grave.
Yeah,
so it may be required.
Gives off the same vibes as if you see a strength on 40 skulls, you know, in a typical standard seed. It's like, yeah, you got spirit required. Do you really want to go for that 40 or take the gamble that you get 2 strengths before that? And I think the answer is this. I mean, the seed kind of makes it easy for you, to be honest, with both your all dungeon
non-required.
Yeah, like both of them being hinted for your dungeons anyway. Like I think both players are just gonna end up doing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Dodongo's Cavern is quick, and Shadow Temple has 12 items in it. It's relatively, when it shows up, it's a relatively dense location. There are worse non-required dungeons to have when it comes to scrabbling around for a 3rd strength.
Yeah, like water.
You say that, but our last restream had 2 required items in it.
Oh,
one deeper than the other. So it does look like Sponge will be picking up that Zelda's Lullaby. Has not done the through Sacred Forest Meadow as an adult to pick up Storms to get that information.
Which is
Yeah,
fine. I mean, I imagine that, like, when she goes back adult, we'll,
oh yeah.
end up doing that loop, get the information, and then head over. And I imagine that once Zabi's done with this, little bit left of Graveyard and
Finishing
Kakariko
the
as an
Sphere
adult, it's
Zero.
going to do the same thing. Which
I mean, I
actually
would.
kind of puts Sponge a little ahead there, having the magic already.
Yeah, yeah, because being able to leave Roar's Wind in wherever she ends up, because it's very likely that the bottom of the well points to a dungeon here, in one way or another. Being able to leave Roar's Wind in there is helpful. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sponge's Adult 2 is play Bolero, play Minuet, play Prelude.
That's honestly, like, unless you get something crazy, and we know it's not going to be anything crazy, that's what I would do.
Yeah. You go do the Kakiri Forest Grotto and straight into the well. And Serenade, nice bit of movement. We do need to go to Water Temple.
Yeah, and Serenade makes it even easier to get over to Child Lake and, albeit, Child Domain. So,
A whole stack of magic. Oh, did Sponge pick up a bean?
yeah,
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I like to see.
yeah,
I am
I
a
love this.
big proponent of the Crater Bean.
Yeah, this is the exact scenario that you want it to. You have a Path Bolero, which I don't know if they know it. I think Xavi knows that at least the Bolero. Yeah. So at least Xavi knows it, but like you still have an SFM path. Um, it
I
it,
mean,
ju- it just
you
makes
can
so much sense.
you can tell from Zabi's play here. You know, you have a Sacred Forest Meadow hint, and you have a second Sacred Forest Meadow hint. You've been told that Bolero's path. You know it's from Minuet. You know that Storms is there. You can tell they're pointing at each other.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've seen such a straightforward, like, so
At
forward
least as an
seed
opening.
about the setting, with the hints. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, it's back to the earlier days of path hints, where they're just in a one direct straight line. One leads to a dungeon, which leads to another dungeon, which leads to another dungeon. I mean, we've got Goma as path, so either way, this is going to be leading to either hovers or the hook shot for Bolero to be path. It'll be interesting to see what is in here.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we find explosives as well. I
Zabi's
mean,
going to be hoping for them, having run out
yeah,
of bomb shoes.
yeah. Whereas Sponge, she's gonna be getting those bomb shoes here soon if they decide to go all the way through. Which I don't see why they wouldn't do the entire loop.
Yeah.
Just take a couple peeks.
I did miss what was on the chest there in the bottom of the well.
It was no blue fire arrows.
That was blue fire, is okay. Yeah. Again, Sponge, magic, explosives. He is in a bit of a better spot. Even more big chests in the well, though. Might not be another magic, but might be a pack of bombs just to cut that lead a bit short.
Yeah, and those who are asking, the both magics, one of them is in Child Lake on Child Fishing, and the other one's in Child Domain on Diving Game. So Sponge was able to just pick both of those up back to back. That's not our way of the hero item yet.
But it's something you like to see 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
If you're going to be saving time using the Goron sword, you're going to be saving time early. Even more big chests.
Okay.
even more non-path items.
Well, at least
Gotta be
we know
something
there's
in
still
here.
something, yeah.
And that's when it turns out it's to use the scale to go to Frogs 1.
That would be... I don't...
It's possible, and dumber things have happened. At least when it's something awful like that, you know your opponent's not skipping the well to go do frogs. Oh,
Yeah, that's definitely a
I'd get a little too
situation.
fancy with that.
Make the climb back up. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, at this point you know that you're going to the bottom of the well. You desire explosives. They are important. The most important thing on your mind, just so you don't have to leave behind any big chests. Speaking of big chests,
There we go.
there
Okay.
we go.
So,
There's
hovers or
bomb bag.
hookshot, more than likely bomb locked.
We've still got items left. Because that bomb bag now puts all of the keys into logic, so there's still some. There's dungeon yet left.
Yeah, and Sponge is going straight into DC, which totally understandable. It is hinted path. You have your bomb shoes, you got your strength, you could just beat it. I was gonna say, man, doing DC with no shield, just 5 bomb shoes is very rough, but having the strength just makes it trivial.
Yeah. And I mean, you only need 2 bomb shoes for, well, at most.
Just the 3,
Yeah.
just to open things up, and then
That bomb bag has put this in logic, which is a slingshot. So that's just more fiddly extra checks. At least we know it's not the target in the woods. Lost Woods was hinted foolish.
does look like Xavi decided not to play Prelude. Okay, this could be good. This
Xavi getting a bit lucky if he's deciding to skip child fishing here.
it does look like he is skipping child fishing. He is dead lining it straight over to child domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Chat pointing out that this is also a direction to Frogs 1, which does make sense, but it's beyond that. It's just a decent chunk of checks now.
Yeah, I think it makes. Oh
Ooh, it is a
man!
straight beeline.
Oh no! Don't do that. It's not worth it. We have information that the players don't, so
Yeah.
that's you can't really do too much about that.
It's a bold play to skip those. I know they are sort of slower items, but they still are. Xavi does now have the most interesting bit of information, which is that Burning Kakariko information. So is it the final Storms check? No, it is not. Okay, so we are looking at that bomb bag.
Grabbing money. Now, is this for beans? Or is this to go back into Zora's domain?
Now, we did pick up the bomb bag, so it is in a better situation for a death warp, except you don't want to see a heart piece on Frost 1 if you're
No.
setting up a death warp. To be honest, one side having 6 hearts and the other side having, what, 7 now? This is honestly a very healthy seed for high-level runners. I remember the last time I saw someone in a high-level tournament at sort of 7 or 8 hearts. Xavi knows the lore. Xavi knows the lore with the ocarina skip there.
Yep.
You are unable to plant a bean while the text saying Death Mountain Crater is on the screen. So if you take out the ocarina, it skips that and allows you to plant the bean straight away. Otherwise, if you press the C button over the hole, Link will just proudly present the beans to the air.
Yeah, it's kind of
To mock
funny
you.
how, like, just pulling out the ocarina could fix so many things. Like, there have been potential soft locks that get fixed by just pulling the ocarina out. For some reason, it just clears some flags, so you could actually do things.
One I'm surprised people don't seem to know, like I've seen runners of all levels not know it, is if you accidentally speak to Link the Goron too quickly, which is seen as a soft lock where you have to reload the area. Oh, pull out the ocarina, clears him.
Yep.
And that is our Dodongo's Cavern item. It is the Kakiri Sword. That opens up our first completable dungeon of Deku And by first completable dungeon, I mean completable progress dungeon, because someone's going to point out Dodongo's Cavern. Avi is pushing this Bolero path hard.
Yeah.
Back into Fire Temple. It's a required dungeon, but I do think it's quite bold pushing it this early. Although there is a big chest.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
there's root nose.
That's
That is an answer.
Yep. It's boleros to get minuet, to get storms, to get bombs, to go back to Fire Temple, to go get Rudo's letter. So I mean, all right. Now you could go do Jabu, which is good. You know, it is required. Does he skip child fishing or child Zora diving? If he does, it's going to be a case where that check is not going to be checked for quite a long time.
Is he skipping fishing? I don't think I see him skipping domain. Or if he does skip domain, he'll do it after Jabu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, going into Fire Temple was a possibility for being the answer to all our path. It was probably one of the less likely options, but it is a progress dungeon. So, you're going to be going through there anyway. At most, you'd be losing the amount of time it takes to walk back to Fire, which with Bolero is nothing. So,
there was a big chest over in Royal Tomb. The Royal Tomb torches is just another slingshot. I think this is a scenario. Just do the diving. You got to go down there anyway. You got to go grab the fish.
Yeah.
I believe that's actually Xavi's first DC path. So that more than likely means that he'll just be doing what Sponge has already done after Jabu is completed. And here's the
Yeah.
good news, is Xavi is doing the diving, so...
Not particularly punished by skipping the one in child fishing.
Hell, I mean, you actually get kind of paid out for skipping child fishing here. So...
I know it's not thorough, but I fully understand skipping child fishing, and I've done it. I've done it multiple times before. Of just, I have something that I need to do. I have Serenade. Do I want to just accept that I lose if something's there? No. Has the early magic saved any time for Sponge by now? Not really. The only way it would have saved time is A, if she had Nocturne to get into Shadow Temple, or B, if there was enough dungeon play to make Furore's Wind useful, and it just hasn't been.
I think we really only speculate so hard on it because of how terrifying it could be for the match, having it be skipped completely, especially so early on.
And so, where the two of them were in a lot of races, that whole section is skippable for runners. So,
yeah.
The worry there is that you just don't do the Child Lake Domain section at all, which would be both magics. But it is not the case. Xavi now does have one magic, and one magic is all you need. Sponge looking like she is skipping into Path Ice.
Yep, and these runners are going to be
acceptable.
slapping some high fives 7 years apart in an area pretty close to each other. So
yeah, it can be awkward skipping into ice because you don't know how deep Ruto's letter is. But on the other hand, it's really quite a decent possibility that it's a hook shot in ice, even if that hook shot's supposed to be a long shot.
Songs can... Yeah, so it could just be Nocturne. Because it's Pathomorpha and Shadow's Pathomorpha. So, honestly, I'd expect it to either be Requiem or Nocturne, and potentially Requiem leading to Nocturne.
Yeah.
But... albeit
there's possibilities.
required.
And with the strength in Sunsong Grave, getting that Nocturne, even if a hook shot doesn't show up and you now can't push into Shadow Temple in any way, still having that Nocturne's nice for setting you up for that second strength later on in the game.
Did we have... No, we didn't have any dungeons hinted bullish, right? They were all overworld?
We did not, no.
Okay. I mean, there's still I think it's a 12.5% chance that, there actually is technically a foolish dungeon.
I think I did the maths with 4 hints. I believe it is 132. If there is, if there is a foolish dungeon, I think it's a 1 in 32 chance. There's go a bit too inside baseball. The function picks randomly between overworld and dungeon, and then prioritizes the one it didn't pick. So it would be more likely to pick up to hint a foolish dungeon after that first one. But there is our light arrows. That explains why Jabu is not foolish.
Yep.
It's nice to have that in a path dungeon.
So essentially, what all that math means, potentially, is that there might be roughly a 96.7% chance.
It's a very high chance.
that
that
there's an
there is
item
an
in every
item.
dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And if there's an item in Jabu, chances are there's an item in every dungeon.
the only one that we really have to actually worry about is water. Not
Yes.
that we have to worry about it, but like that knowing having that knowledge could tell you, well, if you're looking for something and you just did a quick water temple, it might be not too bad of a choice to go check water.
It does give the sponge a bit more uh, impetus to go to Fire Temple. She's picked out the item in every dungeon concept. You know, Fire Temple does become more interesting.
Yeah.
But you're right in that you already know all your non-required dungeons have items because they're directly hinted as not only having an item but having a logically required item.
Right, so far nothing in ice, no items. So good chance that it's just the song, which is fine. Again, kind of need to do it. Can't really rush it too hard.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said, it just didn't even have to need to be the song. Could have been the hook shot. Xavi is going to be taking a firm dungeon lead, at least by the end of this child segment. He made it through Jabu and having a bomb bag to go clear out go clear out the Dodongo's cavern. He now knows his path. Pick up the Kakiri sword, beat Deku, and that'll be dungeons down.
So many age changes. I'm so glad we have the sped up age change animation because
The good old days. Was it season 6? I think was the last one that before. I think it was Girox skipped the age change scene,
yeah,
where
that
every single
sounds
age
right.
change added a minute to your game time.
I recently did a multi-world and that cutscene's still in there, and it's
Oh,
like, oh crap. And does look like, yeah, it was Requiem in Ice Cavern, which led to Nocturne, which, I mean, pretty much just tells us that, I mean, I guess Spirit Temple could, like Child Spirit, could potentially have our hover boots.
well, it is
Or
interesting
hook shot.
because it implies that Requiem locks the long shot and hover boots, which puts a decent amount on the idea that it's the long shot and shadow. So that would explain why the long shot isn't a possibility to reach Nocturne.
Yeah. You gotta do Spirit anyway. So, I mean, doing
Yeah.
Child Spirit, like doing Deku and the Child Spirit makes a lot of sense for Sponge right now.
So yeah, knowing that it's Nocturne there, I'll take back a comment about Xavi having a progress lead, because while Sponge may not have that Ruto's letter, she will be clearing out Deku and Child Spirit probably before Xavi's picked up the Kakiri sword. As long as Sponge goes into Fire Temple to pick up that Ruto's letter relatively soon, she's set up pretty well.
Yeah, I think the only way that, I think the only thing that would really push Sponge away from going in the fire even further is if Xavi found Hammer inside of Jabu, which tells us that we're probably just gonna find Hammer before going into fire on Sponge's side anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense. Horseback archery, dead. Is one part of the map that we've got zero information about until now. Sort of a training grounds fortress side of things. Every other corner of Hyrule has been pointed to in one way or another.
Yeah.
We know there's an
Epona.
item in...
No, go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
and Epona was our first song.
Yeah. So that being so early on, it really just kind of tells you that, like, yeah, I mean, you could dip into GTG. We've seen it before where, you know, first check in GTG on the Stalfos is, you know, sometimes big items. I don't think it'd be the case here. You know, it's, runners have a decent amount of progress to do, so.
Yeah. It's just a 13 item dungeon. It's just a dense chunk of stuff in the middle of nowhere at the moment.
I would like to see another progress item here in Deku.
Speaking of progress items, there is a big in the Boulder Maze in Goron City on Xavi's side. Had a little bit of trouble using the Big Goron sword to do a spin to peek it, but it's just our third slingshot.
Well, I mean, if you get the junk out of the way now, which I mean, Bottom of the Well had a lot of it, so
I swear Shadow Temple will still find a way to have one.
it's gonna have Neighbor's Love, Double Defense.
It'll be
Everything
progressive
under the
Nehru's
sun.
Love, because we've seen that too. I'm pretty sure there aren't any junk items left. Except, you know, like second bomb bags. We had Stone of Agony in the Well. We had Nehru's Love in Lower River.
Oh yeah,
We've had all three slingshots.
his bomb shoes could potentially be. Oh, there's Iron Boots.
There's our irons. Even more saying there's Longshot and Shadow Temple.
Yeah, and that makes sense for the DC Path to Morpho. That's technically fulfilled now. So, DC having our Kokiri Sword, opening up Deku Tree, and Deku Tree having our Morph item. So, that part of it solved. Now we still have a Shadow Temple Path to Morpha and a Ice Cavern Path to Morpha, which led to our Requiem into our Nocturne. And so pretty much take your pick there. You'll probably find either Hover Boots or Hookshot. You'll find something you need, and that's what matters.
Yeah, so I'm just writing out all the hints. I've put them all in a notepad and not updated them in the last 15 minutes. There we go. Now I'm set if anyone in that asks me hidden questions. I don't know if we saw Sponge check the icy waters. It is something Xavi will have the ability to do with those iron boots. We've got nothing pointing at it right now, though. We still do have a couple of awkward outstanding items, including the most awkward item in the game, the mirror shield. We're also missing the hammer, so we do not have any hints pointing at those. There we are, first progress dungeon down for Sponge. We are missing hook shots, but there is a level of understanding on where they can be.
Yeah, I like Sponge's route here. This is going to be a bottom of the well. Grab the bomb bag, and every other junk item in there, and
Yeah.
probably head over in the Child Spirit. It just kind of works into itself. It's probably the most efficient child routing we've seen between the two of them currently, with how much this seed has made you want to pinball back and forth between ages, which some of it you really just can't avoid. But this is probably got to be the most amount of progress in one age currently.
Yeah, I mean, following the logic, it's child song to adult song to child dungeon to adult dungeon to child dungeon. The other thing for our Sponge is coming out of well, she'll know that the bomb bag is the answer. Now, is there really anything left with the bomb bag that isn't manually walk around field and fire temple? So, I mean, fire temple's quite a tempting bomb-locked option at the moment.
Child Spirit is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of bomb locked progression / hinted.
Yeah, the thing is, though, at the moment, Child Spirit's locked an unknown distance out of logic.
Yeah.
Without the letter, you're not getting Child Spirit. So, if that is the answer, you know the letter is earlier than that. So, personally, I'd be pushing. I'd be doing Child Spirit as part of progression, but I'd still be thinking in logic. So Fire Temple is well, I did say earlier, not the most likely of option or the tempting of places. You know, when you're 57 minutes in now, it's a much nicer option. So,
Thought this
interesting
could
part.
potentially be where Xavi probably goes and does ice, but looks like it's just going to be progression central. Go into DC, and then I mean, yeah, ice.
Sprint to Deku.
Yeah, well, yeah. So going to Deku, and then probably do ice after that. But
It's definitely the right thing since it's in logic. And having a boomerang, 3 hook shots, and now logical access to Requiem, you know, it's getting to the point where Child Spirit is the likely option for the hook shot.
yeah,
Bomb lock or no bomb lock.
man, Lost Woods being foolish. This is so nice.
It's so nice. Sorry, no. Knowing Lost Woods is foolish is so nice.
Yeah.
Very, very clear difference.
It's just so you don't realize how much time you actually spend in Lost Woods until you realize
You don't
that
do it.
you'd still be in there right now.
I mean, if you think about the Ocarina minigame on its own, everyone does it. It's a Sphere Zero check, but until you don't do it, it suddenly appears that, oh wait, I just spent 90 seconds doing that. And welcome in, SpeedGaming 2. This is, as you might be able to tell, Ocarina Time Randomizer's SpeedGaming Summer Series tournament. This is the last match of round 2 between 2 players I would not have been surprised to see meeting each other in semis or finals.
Yeah, 2 very high-ranking players. Not surprised to see them make it into round 2. Unfortunately, one of them, this is the end of the road, whereas the other one's going to keep going. But two very accomplished players, and you're in for a nice treat because if you're not too familiar with Ocarina of Time or the competitive scene, these players have been doing it a long time, and they got tons of tricks to show you.
I mean, so far we've already had this year's Challenge Cup champion knocked out and Season 8 champion knocked out. It's just a really high standard of play at this point when you're reducing the numbers to 32.
Yeah.
Even in a non-main tournament.
Yeah, so this makes sense.
As for this current race, both players have done different things. They're just sort of crossing over each other's paths at the moment. But honestly, I'd say they're pretty even. As long as Sponge goes Fire Temple relatively soon, they're almost drawn, I would say. They've just done different parts of the progression. I'd say either of them have a lead.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, and I was like, okay, so Xavi's pretty much like an ice cavern behind, whereas you know, what Sponge is currently doing with Spirit is going to be a Child Spirit and an ice behind, whereas Sponge is a little bit is a Jabu behind, and Jabu is basically the Forest Temple of Child Dungeons, so it's pretty even in that regard.
Yeah, honestly, these things are hard to judge sometimes, even when they're doing the same dungeons. So trying to count in your head how many minutes each dungeon is. Okay, how many minutes would I say Child Spirit is? And I did it once. I've got an Excel spreadsheet somewhere that has the number of items in every dungeon, and then I timed how long it takes me to do each one on average through my races, and then did a checks per second. And do you know how much it helped? Absolutely nothing.
That's when you get the entire spreadsheet set up. You go and do your first race with the spreadsheet in mind, all the times and times per check, and then the seed just says, yeah, child fishing or open grotto is the answer.
Yeah. Honestly, it's more spiteful than that, because I'll identify that at this moment Water Temple is the worst play, and it's guaranteed to be there. One thing I did note while I was looking through the bracket, I remember, did Sponge win one of the main tournaments?
No.
I know she was in finals on one of them.
Yeah, made it to finals in one of them. Unfortunately, it was runner-up there. But,
no, we've got season
so many
7,
top
8, and
finishes.
9's winners.
Yeah. There's Mirror Shield, by the way. Mirror Shield in Child Spirit. I mean, doesn't really do much for us at the moment, but
it does something for your mental. It's the weight off your mind. That is by far the worst item to be missing, because it doesn't lock anything. You can't logic your way through it by saying, oh, well, I can remove this chunk of checks because it would be locked by me. No. You can remove 3 checks in the game when you don't have Mirror Shield. It does mean that the hammer is more of a concern. And the bow. We haven't seen any bows. There are 3 bows, though.
Yeah, picking up a bow before going into ice is obviously the most, sought after. having blue fire arrows in this situation, but I mean, you got a bottle. You'll be all right.
Got a bottle,
So
and we know King Zor is nothing. The one thing, actually, Xavi can now fully clear Fountain, while Sponge could...
that
I don't think
could
we saw what was at the bottom of Icy Waters.
is Fountain foolish?
Maybe. You know, I saw Lost Woods, I saw Outside Gan's Castle, I didn't peek, I didn't quite... I'll be honest, I was setting up the restream. I was doing restream stuff. So, chat, trying a command there for the Ocarina time hint. So, in these settings, the stones are required dungeons, so the Ocarina Time song isn't the problematic one. It would be the Burning Kakariko song that is the one that requires you to do all non-required dungeons. And that is the Sun Song today. And we do know there is a strength in the Sun Song grave, so it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, Fountain is foolish.
Yeah, we have freed a Goron. Sponge has heroically freed a Goron. Although, to be fair, with the tricks Link the Goron pulls when I'm trying to blow him up, they had it coming. So, this is good news for Sponge fans. Going here means she does get the Ruto's letter, which is the one component of Xavi's route that she was missing.
Sorry about that.
Nope, not missing much, just that Sponge is going for the letter. So,
Okay, yeah, that's good. It makes
There.
sense. I mean, you're at this point, and Xavi's gonna hit the point where, you know, I mean, Child Spirit is open for them after this little bit, and then what else? GTG?
I mean, that's the option. It's not a enticing option because you've not got the Song of Time, you've not got a hook shot, and you've not got a bow. But it is an option. Because even with Din's Nocturne and Path Shadow, you can't even do the front of it. You can't even do the hover boots chest until you've got a hook shot or hovers. God knows I've made that mistake enough of being like, oh, I can access Shadow, and then immediately throwing myself into the void while pressing the D-pad button. Yeah,
these
Hyrule
options are
Field.
not great.
Hyrule Field is another option, particularly for Xavi having the Iron Boots to do the Tektite Grotto. But as I said before, they're just trading progression here. They are pretty even because Xavi's got to finish Ice, then go do Child Spirit with an age change, while Sponge is starting Jabu.
Yeah,
They're gonna hit the search for the next item at about the same time.
Yeah, honestly, I would do Hyrule Field before going to a GTG.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, it's just more dense, and that's not something you get to say very often about Hyrule Field.
yeah, especially when you're comparing it to a dungeon.
the largest side dungeon, albeit like the most amount of checks in the set. Is actually bottom of the well is what, 11?
Bottom of the well is 11. Training grounds is 13.
Oh my goodness, it's so close.
Well, Shadow, GTG, and Spirit are 11, 12, 13, and 14. Small spooky, big spooky. Small desert, big desert. That's how I remember it, anyway. Yeah, as that spreadsheet I talked about earlier says, well is the densest when it comes to check per second. Densest of all dungeons. I have been told runners do appreciate the extra time saves that are not present in standard settings coming back, so Ruto being on floor 1. We probably won't see it in this seed, but the boat in Shadow Temple being sped up to comical levels.
I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. Specifically, Ruto on floor 1 is hands down my favorite setting and favorite speed up that's been implemented.
No, personally I think it's the basement of Forest Temple.
That
Not the biggest time save, but so back in Triforce Blitz Season 2, since that was being run off someone else's branch of the randomizer, it meant for like an extra 4 months of tournament we didn't have the Forest Temple speed ups. So the Poe portraits and the cutscene in the Amy puzzle and the moving wall in the basement, all of those were back to vanilla, and it was like losing a limb.
Right, and here is the active catch-up for both of these players. They are both about to hit the pretty much the convergence of their progression, and we'll be able to get to see pretty much in real time who's going to have the slight lead. Oh boy.
Yep, thank you, Navi.
Yeah, that happens. But who's going to have the slight lead into where to go next?
Yeah. Sponge has one more tentacle to go. I think she'll probably hit it just slightly before, but not meaningfully earlier. And as we said, the only route I can think of that I would do in this situation is, at least on Xavi's side, Prelude, get on the horse, Northfield, Southfield, training grounds. You've got magic, you can leave Ferora's Wind in training grounds, but you really want to dip field looking for a bow first. Because right now there's 2 checks you can do.
Yeah, 2 logically.
And even outside of that, 3, 4, only 5 checks.
5 checks and a peak.
Yeah, if you take that out of, if you take logic out of the mix,
yeah.
You can do some funny tricks to skip the hook shot requirement. If you have a bow, if you have a bomb bag and shield. Char runners do. This means you're leaving behind all those bow checks. course, the item we haven't mentioned much so far, the hammer. Hammer's still floating around out there. Kinda close.
You know, I thought for sure that Child Spirit was going to be faster than this, but I'm just realizing...
It's deceptively slow. Because you're always doing something.
Yeah.
In Jabu, you're going in a straight line. It's the same every time. Child Spirit, slight differences you're doing. You know, checks. There's more chests to look at. There's more cutscenes that you don't think about. Porch lightings, that kind of thing.
I mean, I guess Xavi will end up getting through a little bit faster, but that's also accounting for the fact that, I mean, they did, they skipped child fishing. So, like, this is...
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, a Baronade fight versus child fishing.
Yeah, this
And
is...
thank you to
Grizzly Bear.
Grizzly Bear.
37 months, that's 3 years.
This is the kind of dedicated community you get if you follow our two runners.
Okay, it does look like they're just gonna go Southfield.
Yeah, also fair. Personally, in Xavi's position, I would have done Northfield as well, but that's just because of those iron boots.
Yeah.
We're really only taking
Our
X.
items have pretty much led one into another, and for the most part, you know, it's just been, you know, pretty linear when it comes to items here, so it's been relatively easy to predict what runners are going to do and when they're going to do it.
Xavi putting Epona on the bridge, ready for a 3-point turn. He often doesn't like. Yeah, a point in chat is a point that just occurred to me as well. We did get that scale, which gave us a bean. Don't know anything about Adult Lake.
The adult lake hints were hinted dead. The bean.
You did get
hints.
that duel. Okay.
Yeah. And Open Grotto. Oh, Jesus Christ. What we literally just... I mean, come on. You can't keep doing this.
It's lining up correctly, though, because Bolero and Bombag... Bolero is Path, which is locked our Bombag. It's locked Letter. It's... In all guises, it's pointed towards Ruto's Letter, which is now pointed to Requiem as another path. Everything has kind of coordinated around, so far, being able to get into Spirit Temple.
Yeah. Yeah,
Can't get into Crater without Bolero. Can't get into Well without Bolero. Can't get into all of these things.
Yeah, if we find a hook shot before the hover boots, then more than likely we're not going to be going into Shadow at all. All right, there's that. So, I mean, Hammer is still a thing.
Yeah.
Not quite in go mode, but if Hammer shows up inside of Spirit or Water, then, you know, our runners are going.
I'm just looking forward to it being Hammer in Shadow Temple for the long shot in Fire. just to spite us all and make Shadow Temple required anyway. What's that? Skip me with Water Hop? Not today. Bone Shadow finds a way, especially when it's a medallion. So, Sponge is behind at this point, but there's really not much left for her to do that isn't field.
Yeah.
Having the Iron Boots, I think we're going to be seeing the same thing. Field into Spirit Temple, just with Tektite Grotto added in.
Now, if like Hammer's on Tektite Grotto, I could tell you for sure it's over. That is a check that that I know that Xavi skips whenever he can. So if Sponge finds Hammer on these first North checks, North Hyrule Field checks, we're probably looking at a solid GG's.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I'm not as much of a Tektite Grotto phobe. I do enjoy. I have performed well in many a seed fight doing it when most runners don't, but I can see why you would skip it. I just wouldn't have in this situation.
So what happened there, why Epona disappeared on Sponge, she called Epona, but she didn't mount Epona, and that's what sets Epona to stay there. So, unfortunately, she had to call Epona twice. It's not that big of a deal, you know, it's something very minor, but it is a little like... It was just a little like, damn it, Epona, you couldn't just stay there.
It's spite because you didn't get on her. You didn't want me after all? Fine.
It looks like those checks are dead, so the hunt's still on for that hammer.
Hunt's still on for that hammer, hunt's still on for that bow.
Oh, man, I completely forgot we need a bow in this game.
Yeah, when you don't have Forest Temple, you start to learn there really isn't that much in the game that's locked by the bow for such a sort of lore important item.
Yeah, Sponge is passing by one of the hard, I guess not necessarily hard required bow lock checks, but a required bow lock check in Big Pose. Can't do it. You could technically call Epona in a specific spot. It's very niche to build
a setup where it looks like you're trying to dodge sniper fire and hit it with a bomb shoe. Speaking of hammer,
alright, game. I've had it up to here.
So, as we see, Xavi skipping the rest. That is go mode in his mind.
Do we have a bow hinted?
We do not have a bow hinted. It is bold to just go hog wild.
Yeah, I mean, those two checks there in Spirit are very quick. Yeah. Even if you skip the Iron Knuckles, you just open up the door and check those two checks. But seems like he
might be making that educated gamble on the fact that there's probably an item in water. Or, alternatively, it's no matter how good a runner you are, it's quite fair to forget you need a bow in a situation like this.
I forgot, I mean...
As you said, you forgot. You don't have to complete Forest. When Forest is pre-completed, it's not in your mind at all in the seed. It means you don't need to think about the bow. So if you found all your hard items...
He did do that check, the Mirror Shield check, so I think he's just probably gonna gamble that water or fire might have a bow. Which is fair. You know, you gotta you gotta find the boss keys for both of them anyway, and you could just stumble onto a bow there, or you could get to a point where it's like, okay, let's go into Ganon's castle. Ganon's castle. Once you have everything else done, it's pretty dense. Or you could, I guess, go into Shadow.
The problem is that you're still relying. I mean, there are 3 checks in water you just cannot do at the moment without hovers and without a bow. You know, there's 2 bow locked, 3 actually.
Yeah.
You definitely can't, because you're not got a song of time for water either. But
it does make it very rough to do.
You might get locked in Fire Temple regarding the bow, so if you could for sure push through all your progress dungeons, I can fully get behind just go moding them and checking Ganon's castle first. But maybe not when both your progress dungeons might not even be completable yet without a bow.
Yeah. I do agree that going into Shadow is probably like a really good choice here. I wouldn't do it before Spirit though.
Yeah.
So it looks like Sponge
maybe
just
with
figured.
Wind, but
You could do the first 2 checks in Shadow if you know you gotta do Shadow and warp away, because you know you're gonna walk all the way back to that first room anyway, and you know you're totally fine. But if you don't have to even touch Shadow, then you're losing a little bit of time. But again, it's rando. You never know. I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh, Hammer's going to be in Spirit, and then Spirit's going to, or, you know, Bow's just going to be in Fire.
I mean, if the boss key's vanilla in water, then you would need the hovers.
Oh, yeah.
Because you need the hovers to get long shot, and the only way to get over there out of logic is with the hovers. And even speaking over all this, Sponge is only an adult Spirit behind, and honestly, I'm not sure if there's that too much of a difference between adult Spirit and child Spirit.
I'd say adult is a little bit faster.
And the dungeon itself, yes. If you add Twin Rover on, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, definitely minus Twin Rover, because I learned in Escape from Kakariko how bad, how long Twin Rover truly is, because you really don't realize. It's one of those things. It's kind of like you know, Child Spirit. You don't really realize how long it takes you until you're
in a game mode where it is that short a seed that Twin Rover suddenly takes up like 1/6 of your game time. It is impetus to improve Twin Rover Phase 1 performance. That is where all of us could improve. I will say all of us. Go watch some vanilla speedrunners. They know how to do Twin Rover. Now, Xavi's triple dip into fire. See if the third time is as much of a charm as the second one was.
Yeah, not really getting punished for triple dipping. Thankfully, it's one of those dungeons that, like, even if you just dip in to do the very first check and it's not a key, it gives you all the information that you need to know about the dungeon before you get that hammer. So, yeah.
Just unfortunate not having the bomb bag for it, or any explosive for it. And also only 3 hearts, so even if you had a bomb chew, you wouldn't be able to reach it without a save quit.
I'm pretty sure he had a bomb chew going in the first time. I might be wrong, but I think he was saving it so he could do I don't know now. I don't remember, but I do remember he had a bomb shoe, and
Thing I remember was that he only had, I think, 2 3/4 hearts.
yeah.
So no matter how many bomb shoes you have, you're not going to be able to walk to
So these are the
bombable
checks
wall.
that Xavi skipped. There's 3 of them in total, 2 here in this room. Oh
And a
no.
big chest.
Oh my goodness. That
It's
could have
another.
been terrible. And it looks like Sponge has figured out that it's a key on the hand, so is able to just
Yeah.
do those first 2 checks and then be able to just dip out. But man,
We
it's so easy that that big chest could have just been a bow, and it's just GG's.
we are seeing that Sponge is still being a bit more thorough, not quite as bold as Xavi has been. She is still okay, maybe a bit more bold than I was giving her credit for there, skipping the boss key chest. So we end up getting an interview with both of them, and it turns out they both forgot the bow while we're making excuses for them. Always makes for a good interview where I ask the runner, okay, so what was going through your head when you did this? And the response is, I did what?
And it happens more frequently than you think. Bow and magic, you know, those are 2 that
Oh
like
yeah,
you just assume that you have by the end of the seed, and then you get up and I've had it before where I've gotten up to Ganon and I go to shoot the light arrows and you just get a boom. It's like, oh crap.
you'd think magic would be the easy one to remember because it's always on screen. Not so.
I think that's the reason why it's forgotten the most. A lot of trackers don't have magic.
No, no, I have to build all my own trackers. 'Cause I don't trust anyone else. Least of all myself.
I usually have Hyper built mine, but he's been away for a little bit now. Might have to go on Fiverr just to find somebody to build a tracker.
Pay someone to learn how to make Gossip Stone tracker layouts, then pay them to make them.
Now the trick is you find somebody capable, get them addicted to OOTR. That way they want to build the trackers. That's called an investment.
A little bit too steep an angle there from Sponge, taking a hit from Twin Rover.
Thank you all for the
Chat, what are
10.
the odds? What are the odds you give for Xavi for forcing to set up Scarecrow? Pretty bad odds, I'd say, in that we have free Scarecrow on.
Yeah, another one of those. I guess
Differences from
contradictory
main.
to from Maine there, but Maine was pretty pretty
I
has
understand Maine.
fast Scarecrow this year, just not free Scarecrow.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure that the fast Scarecrow was to try and get around a recurring game-breaking bug, rather
Yeah,
rather than actually being a quality of life adjustment. It does take away the best thing about having. The only reason anyone should ever use a C stick for the C buttons is to do a spinny Scarecrow song. And we don't have that. You just spin the stick around.
yeah. I use a C stick because I play on Xbox controller.
Yeah, I play on an Xbox controller too, and do you know what I have my C buttons mapped to? Y, B, and R shoulder button. And
Okay.
the C up is pressing the right analog stick.
How are you gonna do the new passwords
Um, with the left shoulder button, probably.
for both left and right? Because it now introduces left, right, and Z. So left shoulder, right shoulder, and Z.
Yeah, I've got L map to the left shoulder button anyway. So it lets me switch off the map so I can peek the twisted hallway. Forest Temple.
Hey, if it
That's
works,
the
it
only thing
works.
the only thing it does switches off the map.
Oh, there is a big chest in fire. Oh man, it's
One more
bait.
bottle. Bait everyone's gonna have to do though, with the boss key looking like it's right at the top.
Yeah. And honestly, I could totally understand why Sponge is going into water right now. Um, kind of being afraid to get locked out of fire. Which Xavi found out that, you're not going to get locked out of fire. But you mentioned it earlier that you can get bow locked out of Fire Temple. And it's a little scary getting all the way to the top, but luckily having Forwards Win, you don't have to worry about that.
And also, if you're following those foolish hints, you know there's a likely chance that there's an item in here. And then it's probably not a bomb bag.
Yeah, it looks like a small key in a cracked wall.
But one thing to say is, if there is a bow in Water Temple, that's still fine for Xavi, because where's Xavi going after this? Water Temple. Ooh, an early boss key. Okay, now's the question. Do you go straight to the Fire Temple?
With the warped, yeah. Yeah, I think you go beat water and get out of here. Go do fire. Leave FW if you need to, then come back to water afterwards if you know you have that knowledge.
For anyone who hasn't been watching Ocarina of Time Randomizer for a while, this is the hot new tech, and by new I mean 6 months old. This is the trick we were talking about earlier that lets you get to Morpha without the long shot. And that is by resetting your falling state by equipping the iron boots as you surface from a dive. It lets you retain some momentum going upwards as you come out of the water. And you put yourself into a falling state by equipping the boots.
Yeah, water hop. Actually found during Speed Gaming Live last year during the in-person event. Was very quickly temporary banned to avoid the in-person tournament having any issues, and then was allowed during the standard tournament, or the standard tricks being reformed a little bit. When I say reformed, just a couple tricks were added, water hop being one of them, into the standard rule set.
We didn't mention the others actually, because that is another difference between the SGL tournament from last year and now. We just didn't mention them because none of them came up. So fire arrow entry into Shadow Temple using fire arrows to light all of the torches. What else is there? Crossing the Gerudo Valley Bridge with only a hook shot. Feels like there was a third, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, Hookless Spirit and Hookless Shadow. Those are both allowed, both achieved with hover boots, and one of them achieved with an also newly allowed trick, doing ground jumps out of hover boots, which was
That's it.
formerly banned, but now is allowed. And I'd say it's probably, aside from water hop, that is probably the most interesting of the bit, is being able to do the ground jumps out of hover boots, because there's a lot
Yeah.
that just hasn't been discovered, because there's been no reason to discover it
Yeah.
in glitched formats. It's kind of inferior, and in glitchless or standard, which tries to it follows more closely to glitchless than glitched. It just didn't have any applications or any rule sets that allowed it. So
Yeah. You'll note my co-commentator is particularly keen on those, as far as I'm aware, you're the only person who's actually used Hookless Spirit in a tournament yet. I think you're the only person who's done it.
it's cool. It's a cool trick. It is hard. Even knowing how to do it and having practiced it quite a bit, it took me, what, 4 attempts, which is a lot of attempts for a just a trick just to avoid one item. But when you have no idea where your hookshot is and all you have left is Twin Rova, it's not a bad thing to do.
A question from chat in there, or a comment in chat there, saying that there was nothing in fire. There was nothing on the third dip into fire. We pulled Ruto's letter from the big lava room somewhere within the first hour.
Yeah.
40 minutes in, I think.
And there was a bottle at the very end, which also can be considered an item.
That's also true.
But it's we got rid of those, so that fulfills the requirements of the just kind of knowing a little bit of the hints. There may not be path prioritization as heavy in these settings as like a main tournament or the last 2 main tournaments have had. There is still technically path priority for the stones, I believe. I believe the stones are prioritized here.
Yes, the stones are prioritized. Path priority is quite big in this, but I tend to completely ignore it when I'm in commentary because it's easier to just
I,
not mention it.
I hate the word. I love the concept of it. I hate the word. It's one of those things that you just want to forget about. And I'm glad we were able to go almost 2 hours without even saying it.
Yeah, nobody will be going into Forest Temple today, as Forest Temple is pre-completed. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned somewhere near the start. It does say ink on the screen. That is not me. Hello, anyway.
Wait, you're not Ink?
Uh,
It, it
if
seems
if 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 Ink wanted to improve his Ocarina of Time performance, the last thing he would do is turn British. Let's be honest here.
I think Ink may have fell asleep, which is fine. Ink works and also is currently in school, so I totally get it. But thank you, Kalo, for stepping in. I really do appreciate it because it's made it a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already did have an arduous job here, which was to press the button that starts the race. But yeah, I mean, after this, you have the option of going back into water or Gas Castle.
I
And
I think with Xavi picking up that key, and maybe I'm just reading too far into it, I think Xavi might be coming back in the water.
um, you go into Gas Castle. You pick up the key because you might have to come back. Uh, you,
That's fair.
you take the extra second to pick up the key just in case. just in case it doesn't pay out. And there was a question earlier in chat of was there an All Dungeons hint? Yes, there was. It is the Sun Song, and we also got a hint saying that our third strength is locked behind the Sun Song. So, yeah, the game could be funny and put all three bows in light trial.
Honestly, I think the path there is you go Ganon's Castle, you go Water, and then you probably go Shadow into and I know us saying Water before Shadow sounds a little wonky, but you know there's more than likely going to be an item in Water if you kind of have that knowledge.
Yeah.
But then you go Shadow, and then you go grab Strength 3.
Also because you need to find the hover boots before you can even consider Strength 3 at this point.
Oh, man, yeah. What if it's just hover boots in Water?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfectly valid option. And you know, between Shadow Temple and Light Trial, there's plenty of places to hide bows that are not currently accessible.
Shadow Trial,
one of my
Sorry.
last Season 9 races in the tournament was we couldn't work out why one of the paths was boomerang, and it turned out because I think all of the slingshots were in Light Trial.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that was the
for
answer
child.
and why the path existed.
For Child Spirit?
Yeah.
Okay.
The medallion layout is a bit confusing. The settings, or the layout of Bridge on Stones, boss key on Light Arrow cutscene was to sort of try and standardize the number of dungeons required, on top of letting Ganon's Castle matter a bit more, to come into play in a lot more seeds than your standard 6 medallions completion. If you're not used to those layouts, then yeah, it's hard to get used to. The Scrubs tournament, I think, were the people who originally did this. I think that was the first tournament I was ever in, had this layout. Scrub Season 4, I think?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which we shamelessly stole.
I think they also did a similar layout in Season 3. Just had a couple of tweaks going into Season 4. It's still, like, yeah, it works out really well for the most part. And it still gives you the option of having all dungeons, and in this case in particular, you end up giving to your all dungeons is no longer 8 dungeons, it's 7. So makes it a little bit more palatable.
Yeah. And the other addition we had this year was also to sort of trim down the number of all dungeon seeds and therefore time, which is required only, which hasn't really come into play yet. Definitely not in this seed, because Dodongo's Cavern does not have you can't get locked out of Dodongo's Cavern, and we haven't got far enough into Shadow Temple yet to know if we're key locked out.
This actually looks like a GTG play for Xavi. This is just, at this point, it's just pure density. And
Yeah.
With the dungeons, with all the dungeons, none of them being hinted path, or none of them being hinted foolish, GTG is included in that. There's got to be at least something in GTG, or else it's a 3% chance that it just wasn't
whatever
hinted.
1 in 32 is. I think Xavi probably does have Nocturne.
Yeah, Xavi does
Just
have
gonna hit
Nocturne.
Nocturne. I'll hit the button. The button has been pressed. Thing is, Sponge's next trip is Gans Castle as well.
Yeah.
It's the obvious answer. Then afterwards, will she do water or training grounds? Density says training grounds, accessibility, and knowing that there's an item there, water temple is there. It's a thing.
I just completely forgot GTG existed, to be honest with you.
So did I, and I said that earlier. We've had nothing pointing towards the fortress area at all. We never mentioned training grounds. There was no reason to think about it until now. I do not remember seeing anyone turn in 10 skulls, no.
No, neither of them have. That would be funny, too. We do know that horseback archery is dead. Not that it could be
that
done.
matters because we don't have a bow.
But, yeah, so Fortress, that being a small chest up there, is just completely dead. And you just want to head on into GTG ASAP. I guess the only other thing, which is probably going to be checked very last after GTG, is Hammer Rocks in Valley, which is in this area.
Yeah, her spawn being in Valley as child just means that you got all of the Valley stuff done immediately in a place you can't peek the chest.
Oh, never mind. Xavi heard that and said, "Nah, I'm checking it now." Which he's got the time. He's got
save quit strat if I wanted to do this, but
yeah, that makes sense.
nip in, save quit, come back out. Nip in, save, come back out, and then quit if it's nothing. It looks like it is something.
Oh, man, if this is Bo. Oh no!
Well, now we've got another option.
Oh no, that's not what we wanted to see.
I'm looking very forward to it being a path bow in Shadow Temple.
This is. I don't think it can be a path bow because the Oh no, I guess it could be if Longshot is locked behind though.
Reality says it's not a path bow in Shadow, but comedy on the other hand. Probability says it's not a path bow. Because with a pre-completed forest, most of the opportunity for a bow-locked bow is out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, now Shadow is completable, and that also puts Light Trial on the table. So, with our Strength 3 being locked behind Shadow completion.
Something Xavi is keen on up here, I think. Or is it a red rupee?
It's just a heart, but going in there and checking.
Oh, I thought we'd peek the maze. I need to close the curtain because I can no longer see the stream. There we go. 'Tis that time of year where it hits 8 half 8 and my entire office disappears into glare. So we are now in just a bow race. Sponge doing the check Xavi already has in
Wait, so
Gang's cat.
you're hitting golden hour right now? Like it's like sunset?
Yeah, this always blows Americans' minds, especially the ones I used to work with in Atlanta. Um, Currently in Edinburgh, I am in line with the bottom of Alaska as far as
Oh,
northeast goes.
I mean, I
I'm a
knew it's way more north of me, but
Yeah, in line with some of Alaska. Currently, the sun will stay up to a point I can walk around until after 10 p.m.
that's wild. Where I'm at, I'm East Coast, NA, and it's we hit that point probably around 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock now, and it's sunset by it's completely dark by 8:30. Even once we get to the solstice.
Yeah, I've still got another month of it getting lighter. I've done weeklies before where I could see the sun when I started the race, and then could see the sun when I ended the race, just because of sunrise and sunset.
Yeah, so the only checks that Xavi won't be able to do in GTG, and it does look like Sponge is going to be doing the same thing. Going to be heading on over by the time Sponge gets that the hover boots. Xavi will be well in on his way over to Shadow more than likely.
Yeah, at
But
this point, I don't see you dipping water for whatever items in there.
yeah, because that could also just be
So at this point, I think the path for Sponge to pull something off is to do the hammer rocks first, find the hover boots, and decide to do Shadow first. Maybe leaving Furores in training grounds and to go and do Shadow, since its path was a path.
yeah. This GTG is just looking.
Right. And even if Sponge immediately dips to Shadow, she's still gonna be a bit behind Xavi.
Well, Sponge was
Actually, no.
she did the
She's
first
done
two
the
checks.
Yeah, she's done the dead hand.
Oh, this is cool. This is so cool. That is picture perfect, same exact time. They both hit dins in two
Yeah,
different spots.
even with a comic book landing pose. That's the wrong way.
It's
Muscle
okay.
memory, muscle memory takes over. Nighttime Wasteland is just the worst.
Yeah, especially on BC.
Yeah, but something needs to nerf PC players.
Yeah,
They got
that's
rid of
true.
your random crash. Something's got to nerf you.
We could always add the crash back in.
Oh, I still said a random check every time you go through a door, 1 in 1,000 chance that it switches off the game.
It's funny. I bought everything for BC. I got the Wii. I got it modded. I did everything that needed to be done. I got the adapter. Even bought a GameCube controller. Have not used BC once. I like the
I'm
retro
stringing
art.
you. I'm a RetroArch man. As soon as I got the controller plug-in to work, that was it.
Yeah.
I know that's easier said than done, but And it was my third controller plugin that was the one that worked, but... So Xavi is now officially ahead in progression, even if Sponge is to Nocturne right now.
Xavi didn't check toilet, right? So...
No. And it's not like you can count keys.
I actually would not be surprised if there was an item on toilet and...
Yeah, it was pretty dry. It was a pretty dry dungeon, generally speaking. I know, you have to consider, if a bow locks all the bows, then even if there's a bow-locked bow in training grounds, it would still be classed as foolish. So, yeah, not seeing any big chests. That toilet check is really quite tempting.
And Sponge is not the person to kind of skip things. Now, I know she skipped, what, one check in Spirit? But
yeah,
still,
the mirror shield. Can't wait for that to be the only bow. Just the mirror shield. When they both got so excited about seeing a hammer that they just switched the brain off and went go mode. That's it.
It looks like
mirror shield chest and 2 in light trial.
I think we got a toilet hit. So both of them have actively skipped it now.
Big chest in Shadow, first one.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Shadow was just the answer all along.
One of them had to be somewhere. And now it is a very, very short go mode for Xavi.
Yeah, I mean, this was such a good match, regardless the outcome. Yeah. Like, the back and forth between these players is admirable. You know, 2 completely different routes, diverging pretty much from the beginning, converging towards the later part of the game, and then, you know, just pretty much trading sequences from that point. And it really just comes down to the Shadow Temple.
It's the fact that I can't think of a time they were in the same dungeon. I don't think there was a point in this match where they were in the same dungeon.
No, I don't. Xavi was finishing Spirit while Sponge was going into Spirit. Adult Spirit. I think Xavi was on Twin Rova, and I don't even really count the being on the boss being in the dungeon. So it's just like they were never really side by side.
It's not like there was no sort of like double forest where we're just speaking as they do the same checks. They were always doing something different. Whether one was in Dodongo's cavern and the other was in Jamu.
No. Okay. Now, there are still a couple of matches in OTR that have been scheduled already that, are ongoing for the further rounds that aren't held up by this one here. There's two. There's one currently going on Saturday, May 30th at 2:15 p.m. That is Kawari versus Flea. And that was originally supposed to go on tonight, but that was rescheduled to Saturday. And then Ink versus Fabio is also on Saturday, 1 hour after the start of the previous one at 3:15. Now this is Eastern time, so translate that to whatever you may need to.
I mean, I get to do Ink's race. Since I'm Ink now.
Yeah, true.
And we will say GG's in the chat to Xavi, finishing with a time of... I've minimized the race room. There it is, 2:05:27.
GG's. And it looks like we are joined by Xavi at GG's.
Yo, GG's.
Welcome in. So, how do you feel about the path hints on that one?
Yeah. Pretty much stones, huh? Like everything for Mets was just needed to do water, I guess.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. That's why I rushed to Mercy, check and Spirit, and then I didn't do any checks there, but yeah, there could have been a bow. I was a little bit scared there. I completely forgot that I don't have a bow. I thought, oh nice, hammer, go. And then
I was wondering if that was the case, because both you and Sponge got the hammer, looked really excited, and then stopped doing Spirit.
Yeah, oh, he did the same, no way. That's amazing.
Yeah, she did the first two checks, like, after getting the hammer, like, the hallway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I believe both of you skipped the boss, like, the vanilla boss key check.
Yeah, I skipped all 3 checks, but yeah.
And realized when you had to do the backflip for the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I should probably keep looking for that bell.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, pretty fun seat.
It was really it was a really interesting race to watch, because we were saying just before you joined, I don't think the two of you were in the same dungeon at any point in this race.
Interesting.
When you were doing the Jabu, she was doing the Dodongo's Cavern and Deku. When you were doing Deku and Child Spirit, she was doing Dodongo's Cavern and he was doing Jabu. So you basically just darted around each other the entire seed, and yet we're still only, what, 6 minutes apart?
6, 7, something like that.
6, 7 minutes? Okay. Did Bunch get an invite?
I have no idea. I don't know how that works, to be honest.
Yeah, I got a message with a link then.
Thanks for setting up. They should get an automated, all the runners should get an automated invite on the end of the race.
Also, I was a little bit sad that I dipped Fire Temple and didn't want to waste the 2 there.
Yeah.
Letter was also, just there.
Also, you were down to like 2 3/4 hearts, so
yeah.
Traveling over there is a awkward trip alone.
True.
Yeah, that Bolero hint ending up being, 3 different... Ending up being pathed in like 3 different ways for the song, for the bombs, or getting into Fire Temple in the first place for the letter. You don't see it that often. Okay,
True.
looks like we've got Sponge about to join. There we go. Welcome in, Sponge.
Hey,
GG's.
hi.
Hey, GG's.
Everybody, GG's. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I haven't seen a bow mode in a long time.
This is definitely one of the more unique experiences I've ever had playing OOT. So we had the double SFM path. I'm like, all right, there's just gonna be a bomb bag in there because that's what makes sense because the Kokiri serve is on King Dodongo. And when I pick up a bottle, my brain explodes. I'm like, there's no fucking way. What the hell is going on here?
Family friendly stream, Sponge. Family friendly.
That's okay. I'm very family friendly. Don't worry.
No, it was a fun seed as far as the hints go, or at least with Sacred Forest Meadow. And as I was saying to Xavi before you joined, it made for a very good restream because we were saying I don't think the two of you were in the same dungeon at any point in the entire stream.
That's awesome. I love it when seeds are like super entertaining to watch, and it's like you don't know who's really in the lead at any point. It's like, it could be this, it could be this. You just have to kind of see.
Me and Oak were doing math to try and work out who was ahead, counting minutes.
I'm just thinking about that picture where the lady has all the numbers in the foreground, like that's y'all on commentary the whole time. So
Yeah, there's unexpected math in a couple of spots. The fact that you guys got no dungeon foolish as well.
I didn't even think about that.
We worked it out to be a 1 in 32 chance that it's either just a fluke or a 97% chance that there's an item in each dungeon.
Which makes sense, considering that fire having a major item makes sense. Like, I thought that was going to be hookshot. I thought Bolero was path, which it probably is, but like it has to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
it leads to your
It's
bombs.
It's path to get the minuet for storms for bomb bag.
Oh my god, I'm not even like I'm racking my brain over this path. I'm like, oh, it must be Bolero path because your first hook shot's in fire and that locks the hover boots. Like, I've seen that before. I didn't even think about forest access. Jesus.
Yeah, there were a lot of moving parts. I've got a notepad somewhere. What was it? It was Shadow to Morpha, so long shots in there. And then Bolero and Storms, the two Sacred Forest Meadow paths. Requiem for Ice, so 3 songs, paths.
Lovely.
And then Kokiri Sword in Dodongos. And forever present in my mind at least, Strength on Sunsong.
I actually wanted to ask, how early did you get that Dampe strength, Avi?
Like after 5 minutes.
What? I thought I got it early. I got it at 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, the time of day works out pretty nicely. I'm just gonna walk over there. I pick up a strength. I'm like, there's no way Xavi does this at 20 minutes. And now you're telling me you did it at 5?
Yeah.
How? What'd you do?
Xavi turned around at the very start and did child first.
Okay. I'm like, okay, I have to be careful about River Opener because that's like the new hotness. Whoa, I didn't expect that. Good play.
Everyone
Wait,
says
and you just
that.
went straight to Dampe?
No, I safe quit in Temple of Time. Got the Scallion Valley, and then I had no time to go to ranch, so I went to Keck.
That's baller.
If he went straight to Dampe, I would have banned him like on stream.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's the third time I've heard someone say that River Starter is the new hotness. But all I've seen so far in this tournament is people avoiding River Start because it's a new hotness.
Exactly. Everybody wants to meta around each other. I think people should just play what they prefer. Or there's Four Foolishes. Like, if you see a River Baron, like, it kind of kills that. But I don't know. That's kind of why I was so happy to see a scale in Valley early, because I'm like, nice. I can just get this stuff done. Nobody wins or loses. Like,
Yeah, we were worried for you for a while, Xavi. Sponge, what you did get a lot earlier were 2 magics. Well,
Where was
Xavi,
the second one?
Child fishing. When you walked,
Yeah,
swam
imagine
past
doing
us.
child fishing. Okay, come on.
no
Oh.
way. All right. Oh, did you not have money?
No,
I'm
he had,
pretty sure I had a lot of money.
he had a full
No,
adult wallet and still chose to skip it.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
swam by
let's
without magic.
clarify
So.
there.
Hmm.
Let's clarify it there. Swim past it twice.
Yeah.
Once on the way to River and once on the way to Jabu.
I stopped watching his stream after about, I don't know, 30 minutes because I was like, he's never getting that magic.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's just watch Sponge.
Oh.
Well, this seed was super entertaining to play. I hope it sounds like it was super entertaining to watch as well. So
It was.
if y'all have any like logic heads that want to check this one out, like this is a really fun one.
I mean, A,
I
logic
thought-
heads, and B, anyone who wants to find the other bows.
Zabi and I were talking in the race room, like there's a non-zero chance it's in the lobby in GTG that there's a bow because of our spawn.
There's a non-zero chance that the bow's on the Mirror Shield chest. 'Cause both of you
We
skipped
don't
that.
talk about that.
Did you
Okay.
also do what Xavi did and get very excited at seeing the hammer?
Yes,
And then
I got excited at seeing the hammer. I'm like, I'll check the next room for 2 checks just in case like the hover boots are in there. That way I can do more checks in water. But I'm like, cool, I'm in go mode. I start climbing. I'm not in go mode.
I
still need a
even
bow.
skipped the 2 checks. I thought I'm in go mode, and I realized when I was in the mirror room on top of it.
Yeah,
So
one of them was a big
Oak and
chest.
Oak and I were trying to determine who was doing the bold play of push through progress dungeons and look for a bow in Gan's castle. And about 5 minutes later, I did have to say, maybe they both just forgot. so I'm glad I wasn't accidentally insulting you both there.
Well, after I was like doing Twin Roba, I was like, okay, I'll just look for a bow in Ganon's castle, because that would be quite the bailout, right? That'd be funny. You didn't need a bow for anything, it could be in there. So I was actually thinking that. But only after I had made the decision already.
It totally makes sense. I did the same.
Well, I'm glad to hear that when it comes to the decision making, besides being a maniac and putting the sword down immediately, we sort of, we did the similar stuff. It makes me feel like I played okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For such a varied route, you really were pretty neck and neck the whole time.
Yo, some lore. In season 6, we played each other, and I lost to you because I skipped Dampe dinging, which had a ring. I will never forget that. Kind of funny that I got something from Dampe this time.
It's a core
And he's been
memory for
seething
you.
over it ever since.
Well, you get your win back now. Congratulations. Have fun
Thanks.
playing your next match against somebody. I don't know.
Sammy.
Netherian, I think. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Oak, I think you already went through the upcoming races. We've got 2 coming up on Saturday, 2 quarter-final matches. We will be coming up to the semi-finals soon during the sort of main SpeedGaming Summer Series week. So that will be the week starting the 8th, I believe. 8th or 9th, whichever week that is. So we will be getting, hopefully, all of the semi-finals and the finals streamed beginning that week. So got that to look forward to. And Xavi has headed over to our German restream for the interview there. And I'd like to take the opportunity now to thank our German commentators for having that stream, and Phoenix from the SpeedGaming staff for helping coordinate this simulcast between languages. So thank you to Ishizaki and Koval over in Germany for commentating there. Thank you, Oak, for commentating with me today. And thank you, Lady Draco, for doing the tracking I was supposed to be doing. Always great to have you in, being competent over me. And thank you to Sponge for letting us restream you. I know it's been a while.
It's been a really long time. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Thanks for commentating Oak and Ink.
He slept through his alarm. He messaged me about 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
It's fine.
this
As
doofus.
it says, I get to take over as quarterfinals if he beats Fabio.
All right, yeah, you just get to tag in. Alrighty. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.